When creating a part, it's sometimes useful to have the origin located at the center of mass. For simple symmetric parts, it's easy enough to incorporate design intent, such as using symmetric relations in mid-plane extrusions. By building around the origin, the final part will indeed have the default origin located at its center of mass. However, if your parts are not symmetric and have any complexity to them at all, you need a better method to ensure the part's origin is at the center of mass. In this example, I have a part that's already been created. If I check its mass properties, you can see the x, y, and z coordinates of the part's center of mass. Because these values are not 0, 0, 0, I know the center of mass does not lie on the part's origin. The coordinates are measured from the part origin, which is currently shown in blue. So, how can I move the center of mass to the origin? Well, SOLIDWORKS provides a Move Body feature that I can use for this very situation. The Move Body feature allows you to modify the location of a solid body relative to its coordinate system by adding mates, translating, or rotating the body. The Move Body feature can be accessed from the Insert Features drop-down menu. With the Move Property Manager active, I'll first select the part body under the Bodies to Move selection box. Now keep in mind that for this example, I wish to move or translate the body, so I'll skip the Mate section and instead click on the Translate Rotate button. I'm presented with two new boxes, and notice a triad appears in the graphics area, conveniently located at the part's center of mass. I can click and drag the triad to graphically move the body. However, I personally find it easier to use the Translate field and input your values directly. The values I'll type in here are the coordinates of the center of mass we saw earlier, except they should be of the opposite sign. Now, since I'm trying to move the body and not make a copy, I'll make sure the Copy checkbox is cleared, and click OK. Let me pause here for a second to point out a limitation in the procedure we just completed. The values for x, y, and z I just typed in come from mass properties, and they're not exact, they're rounded. When you examine mass properties, the values you see are rounded to the number of significant digits you specify. Because of this imprecision, when I say I'm moving this part's center of mass to the origin, it's really just a best approximation. Now, the approximation can be quite good, up to 8 significant digits, but an approximation nonetheless. At this point, the part body has been moved, and you'll also notice that a Move feature has been added in the Feature Manager design tree. If I check mass properties again, you can see that the coordinates of the part's center of mass are now 0, 0, 0. To reveal any imprecision as a result of rounding, you can increase the number of significant digits. You can then edit the Move feature to compensate if you wish. I'll call this close enough for my example. There's one more quick point I wish to make. Notice what happens when I double-click to edit the part geometry. The dimensions seem out of place. This is because the dimensions are referenced from the part's original position. If I use the Scroll Back bar, you can see that the Body Move feature simply repositions the finished part model, and, like every other feature, is time-dependent. For this reason, I recommend moving a part to the origin at the very end.